Only 2 of these babies will make it to maturity. The rest will fall victim to predators, starvation, and the elements. To survive, they must hunt. Tiny curved teeth clamp onto prey like this earthworm with a fierce grip. Swallowed alive, the worm will die from acids in the snake's stomach. Barely 30 minutes old, and already an instinctive killer. Not all snakes have live births. Most species lay eggs. In the American Midwest, the corn snake lives close to farmyards and crops, where it feasts on a plentiful supply of rodents. This female mated a week ago and has just laid 8 eggs in a nest of rotting leaves. Parenting is now over. She will not be back. Three months later, the unborn snakes twist and wriggle in their shells. A tiny tooth on the end of their snouts helps them slit an opening in the surface. After breaking through, they often retreat back into their shells for several hours' rest. It may be 2 days before they leave the shell for good. Slipping away from their nest, the odds are stacked against the hatchlings. Like all snakes, they will have to rely on a powerful array of senses to survive. Snakes sense the world differently from humans. Eyes on either side of her head gives this eyelash pit viper a wide field of vision. Lash-like scales protect her eyes from pointy branches in the dense rainforest. Snakes have no eyelids. It's impossible to know if they're sleeping or just lying in wait. The viper's unblinking stare may seem ominous, but she has relatively poor vision. Snakes are best at detecting motion. They have difficulty focusing on still objects. She can understand her world better by using her tongue. Snakes use their tongues to smell. When a snake wants to investigate its surroundings, it flicks its tongue, collecting scent particles from the air. This tiny instrument is 10,000 times more sensitive than the human nose. Forked tongues allow snakes to smell in stereo, picking up different scents from different directions. As this mouse moves, it leaves behind a trail of scent particles. As scent particles are collected, the snake presses the tips of its tongue into an organ in the roof of its mouth. There, particles are identified and analyzed, translating the matrix of smells into a precise image. This allows the snake to pinpoint the location and size of its prey, even in total darkness. With such an extraordinary tracking device, snakes rarely miss. the unforgiving desert of Arizona, a western diamondback rattlesnake must use all his senses to survive. This male has just emerged from winter hibernation and has not eaten in 5 months. But as a cold-blooded reptile, he needs to warm his body in the sunshine before he'll have the energy to hunt. A mouse would make a good meal. The rattlesnake's hearing won't help him locate his target. He has no external ear, nor any eardrums. Like all snakes, he is deaf to airborne sounds. But he can hear sounds that come through the ground. His long, slack belly, in constant contact with the earth, picks up even the smallest vibrations. When hunting, the snake adds this information to the smells gathered by his flickering tongue. As the mouse comes closer, yet another extraordinary sense comes into play. Certain snakes, like this rattler, have deep pits beneath their eyes. These pits are lined with heat-sensitive cells that can detect a temperature change as little as 0.002 of a degree Fahrenheit. This thermal image represents what the snake senses. Warm-blooded creatures make easy targets, even on the darkest of nights. Keep his distance, and the unsuspecting mouse is safe. Step any closer, and he'll be in striking range of a heat-seeking missile. The strike is so quick that the mouse doesn't know what hit it. Though the rattlesnake can draw on venom to kill 300 mice, he injects just enough for a lethal dose. Once the mouse has stopped moving, the rattlesnake slowly swallows his meal. It will take 15 minutes for the mouse, still emitting heat, to disappear into the cold body of the snake. It will take several days for the snake to fully digest his meal. Then he will be back on the move, sliding over the rocky landscape with ease.